Hey everyone, welcome to our Facebook Live. We're just getting set up, so you just have to give us a second. This is my sister-in-law Rita. I made her come today because,
That was better, just on you.
Just on me? Yeah, no. Sorry, the lighting's like really kind of crappy here, but we're working with it.
Could be my phone too.
I don't know, your phone's newer than mine, so I don't, whatever. Okay, so I'm just gonna share and tag a bunch of people. Rita's gonna talk and whatever.
So, I am very passionate about this particular subject. Last year I had a lot of anxiety. I'm sure we'll talk more about it later. But, yeah, so crocheting and knitting really helped me. I do both. Get through what...
You're more of a crocheter, though.
Yeah, well, I'm a crocheter who knits from time to time. But
when I force you.
No, not really forced. It helps. I know I did it lots before I knew I was pregnant with Savannah. I was knitting her a blanket, actually. So it does help.
And if you're here, say hi, because we can't really see that you're here. So say hi to us, because we need encouragement.
Here's hoping we're just talking to ourselves.
We're not. We're not just talking to ourselves. We are talking to the world.
My debut on Facebook.
Yeah. Mine was last week, so whatever.
You did awesome.
Hi, Michelle. Thank you for... I was just about to tag you. Okay. Okay. 1 second, just bear with us. And want me to take your mom?
Yep.
So she knows that we're alive?
That we're alive, yes. Together.
Moms always like to know that. Okay. That worked right. I'm going to share one more place, and then we are ready.
Let's more people join. I'm just really glad that Alex is sleeping.
Me too. And he's not like harassing us. Wouldn't miss it for the world. That's awesome. Thank you. I lied. I'm going to share one more place. And then I promise I will talk.
I can talk about my project.
Okay, talk about your project.
My project is a red blanket. It is literally, I've been crocheting since I was 16, and this is the first project that I'm doing for myself.
You deserve a sticker. That is amazing.
And it helps because I think of myself and I put the love that I need to into it so that when I wrap myself
Self-care with crocheting.
Yes.
Basically the best thing ever. Well, knitting, because I can't crochet. You're distracting me.
Sorry.
Okay.
I'll just, yeah.
Okay.
So I've done a few of these blankets, but I've always given them away. This one is staying with me.
Better. If I see that, if you give it to me for Christmas.
I think you were expecting more Savannah's blanket for Christmas to be.
Yeah. Not a red person. Okay. Reading and mental health. Showing us. Okay. I am done. All right. I see Karen's here. Hello. Thanks for joining us. Okay. So I guess I should show what I'm knitting too, because I'm actually knitting for myself.
Yay.
Yes. So it's a scarf. See? Very nice. It's actually cotton. And I'm kind of just making it up as I go. So this could be a disaster.
That's basically everything I knit or crochet, I make up as I go.
Yes, because you can't read a pattern, and we're going to fix that.
Okay. I know, I just kind of guesstimate. I do the same with cooking if I don't believe in what's going on.
You don't believe in it, like your religion?
Well, when they tell me to put just 1 clove of garlic in, then I'm like,
Yeah, okay.
yeah, whatever. So I kind of do the same thing with knitting or crocheting.
I don't cook, but we're so getting off topic.
We're just allowing more people to join.
That's
all.
true. If you are here, say hello and feel free to share the video.
Share.
Sharing is caring.
I'd like to apologize in advance for nervousness. Shaking pretty good.
I'm actually not. That was a really awkward high five.
Yeah, it was. We're awkward girls, so it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Love us anyway.
Yeah. So basically today we are talking about knitting and, well, crafting, I guess, in general. Not just knitting. And how that helps with, like, mental health and anxiety. Both of us really suffer a lot from anxiety. Me, it's more like driving anxiety, which you can't knit and drive because it's illegal. Which is stupid. Whatever. I will knit, like, if I'm stuck in traffic or something. Or, like,
traffic jam.
waiting for, like, it takes me forever to back out because I don't want anyone around me while we back up. So I'll sit there and knit and pretend like I'm busy while everyone else. It's embarrassing, but
Most of the time when you're in the car, Alex is driving and you're knitting.
That's true. Most of the time I am.
Hey, and you know what? It with me. If the family's going, my husband is driving.
Karen's telling us not to be nervous. Is
We
this
won't bite, yeah.
Is it actually? Yeah, I think it is. I think it would be under distracted driving. Personally, I mean, it's super dangerous, yes. But
And you drop stitches all the time.
yeah. I think, though, honestly, I might be a better driver if it was legal, just because it would calm me. It would calm me down, right? I hate driving so much. But yeah, you guys are hilarious together. Awesome, you're talking about this topic. So what else was I going to say? Oh, well, of course, yes. I forgot what I was talking about.
Anxiety.
Oh, knitting and anxiety. Yes. So
And getting through difficult times.
difficult times. Yeah. I mean, we do have a story we're going to get into, and it's a little bit emotional, so I just want to warn everyone about that. It's from someone that is pretty dear friend to me and has been supporting me with Smashly Stitches since basically it started. But I just want to put a warning out there, so if you need to go grab some Kleenex, I would highly suggest it. It has to do with basically losing a baby. So I just want to put that out there as a warning. And that will be in a few minutes once we kind of do our introductions, I guess. But yeah, so I also wanted to knit kind of like in labor. I always had this big plan that when I went into labor, I was going to bring my knitting because I thought it would keep me calm and that it would like ease the pain. But that didn't work. Yeah, so I don't suggest that because I couldn't even find my phone, honestly, and like I didn't bring my knitting either time. So yeah.
And you have such short labor.
Short labors. Yeah.
I don't know how you expected you were going to get through a stitch.
No, I just really liked yelling at your brother, though. That was kind of...
I like yelling at him. That's fine.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you can knit and you're in labor, I mean, you're an amazing person. Because I can't do it.
I couldn't even let go of the side of the bed.
Yeah.
It was rattling.
I was literally just like, feed me ice. That's all I wanted. And Alex was just like texting people. But anyway. Not going to get into that. It's going to make me angry.
And need to knit more.
Need to knit more. Actually, that's another thing. It's really good for like high emotions, right? So like when I'm angry with somebody or like we're having an argument, we'll both be me and you.
Oh,
or heated discussion.
Yeah, I don't.
Heated discussion. Then we'll kind of be both knitting really fast.
While texting.
Yeah.
Because we don't like to talk on the phone.
Or like
we have anxiety.
Leave our houses.
Yeah.
So, this is actually a big step for us today. But yeah.
This is about as public as I get.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. So yeah, I'm going to get into reading this story. Like I said, it's emotional. I'm probably going to cry on Facebook Live, so that's going to be a first.
And I have a strict rule. Nobody cries in my presence alone. So.
Okay, so we're going to try this. So, warning, it's emotional.
Drama from the mamas. Yeah.
I do want to say this person, she actually, when I first started Smash the Stitches and I was designing a tutu pattern, and it's my first pattern that has ever been released, and it's actually my most popular pattern, which is great. But when you release a pattern, you need to like have people test it out. And she tested my pattern before it was released, and we were having conversations. We were both pregnant at the time, and we were having conversations and excited for our babies. And then I had and she was making this tutu for her daughter, is basically what happened. And unfortunately, she lost the baby, and she was devastated, and I was devastated, and it was just, I was really sad. So what I ended up doing was knitting her a bunch of hats and sending them out to various hospitals in her daughter's name. But it was, just stop already. It was a really emotional period. So I'm glad that she's let me share the story. So I'm going to go ahead and read it, and hopefully don't cry, and I'm not going to look at Rita. Okay. So I know Bella's going to watch this later. So just hello, and thank you for all your support over the years. It's been amazing. Okay, so this is what she says. I firmly believe that knitting and crocheting saved me after we lost our daughter, Violet. I couldn't function anymore. I didn't want to get out of bed, shower, eat. I didn't think I could go on. One day I was trying to think of things that used to make me happy, and I thought of knitting. And I thought that if I had a project on the go, maybe it would be my incentive to get out of bed. My husband took me yarn shopping and bought me enough yarn to crochet a blanket as a gift for a friend who was getting married. I got home and sat down and started. Crochet and knitting kept me in the moment, not knitting, not in the land of yesterday, not in the land of what could have been. It got me out of bed in the morning for a few weeks. I knit or crocheted from the moment I woke up to the time I went to bed. It kept me going when I found out I was pregnant with my daughter Maya. Knitting kept me calm, kept my mind from racing, from imagining the worst possible scenario. My husband actually asked me how many knitted things this baby needed, and I said it's keeping me sane. He asked me if I needed more baby yarn. Now I have a 2-year-old who doesn't know that you can't buy winter hats in the store because her mama makes them all. Even now when I'm stressed or life is throwing too much my way, I pull out my needles and hook and sit down. It lets me be in the moment. It is my safe space. It is my Zen time. I believe in taking one stitch at a time. So, yeah, it really, really helped her. And I've actually got to see a picture of her new daughter wearing the tutu, which was amazing. And kind of got through that okay. Yesterday I was like losing it while I was reading it, but just give me a sec. But yeah, so that's one example of how it can really help with like grief and all of that.
Love to Bella for sharing that story. Like
yeah, it takes a lot of courage.
Oh yeah, it does.
One stitch at a time would, oh my God, Joy. One stitch at a time would be a fantastic tattoo idea. Thank you. Yes. Yeah, that made me stop crying because that's exciting. I need to get that done like now.
Your brother also said hi. So hi, Dave.
Hi, Dave. If you're just joining us, then say hi. Let us know that you're here. She sounds like such a strong lady. Thanks for sharing. She totally is. And
much love to her.
To her. So big hearts. But I mean, that's another thing, is that knitting can really help you in whatever sort of grief you're feeling. Like if it's something as serious as that, I know it helped me a lot when I lost my grandpa. Basically sat on the couch and just knit for my family for like 3 days and just would burst out crying, and then I just kept knitting, and it got me through it. And it kind of just helps. It keeps your body busy while your mind's processing, I guess, is kind of the best way to describe it.
It's, what is it called? It's being in the moment. It's actually, it is a form of meditation as well.
Yeah.
To keep you in the moment. You don't have your eyes closed and you're not focusing on your breathing, but it is the same because our bodies are in rhythm. Mm-hmm. So knit one, purl one is a rhythm that our body can get used to, and it makes you focus on what you're doing instead of the problems that are plaguing you, which is sometimes half the battle.
Mm-hmm. Because a lot of anxiety, I mean, we kind of build these things up in our minds, right? So one thought will happen like, driving, for example. Oh my God, I have to back out of the driveway, right? And if I'm thinking that I have to go pick my son up from school and I have to back out of that driveway, I'll be like, what if I hit somebody and I can't pick my kid up? What if, like, I crash the car? I don't know. Whatever I'm thinking, but those thoughts, they get bigger and bigger and bigger, and to the point where it's just like your heart's racing and you're having a panic attack, and it's like, you know, what are you doing? So as I sit there right before I have to go pick my son up, I'll sit there and knit a bit, and it just kind of relaxes me. I think it stops those thoughts from getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
Tony Robbins, I think, said it best when he said, if you stay in your head, you're dead. And knitting and crocheting and the crafting arts, they take you out of your head and into your reality instead of your perceived reality.
Heidi is here, and she says, I have depression and anxiety, and I've started knitting again because it's very repetitive and puts me back in a meditative state. That's absolutely exactly it. I think we both kind of suffered from depression on and off over the years, and it's one of those things. If you're thinking about even just a harder pattern, right? You now have to focus on those stitches and what you're doing in your hands, and you're not thinking about, whatever my problem is, I think, right?
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Let's see what Michelle says. I have depression and trauma after my mom passed away almost a year ago, and I've been having huge issues. And that's why I think you should knit. I've known Michelle since I was 3, so I know all about her backstory, and I'm not going to get into it. But basically, you need to knit.
It's
for
like
real.
A good friend who's always there for you. The crocheting, the
and who doesn't talk back and argue and harass you,
or get mad at you for not, like, I haven't touched this in probably 6 months, but it's still here for me whenever I need it.
Mm-hmm. Yes, unless you lose the project,
which you can buy more yarn, start again,
and then that's when you start becoming like a yarn hoarder, and you need like a room for your
basement.
Yarn. Or 2. Or you stash it at your sister's place. But anyway. But I mean, knitting helps with more than just mental health. And it's not just knitting. I mean, we're talking about all crafting. And I think maybe all kind of like creative stuff. Because I mean, if you're like a musician, I guess that would be writing music. If you're, my brother does like cosplay stuff. He makes costumes. That's kind of, I guess that's not really fiber art. But like, I think that probably helps with some of his anxiety.
There's also that Knit to Heal, which is along the same lines as what Bella was saying. It has its program. I'm sure you can Google it. Knit to Heal is for people who have been, or families of people who have been diagnosed with terminal illness or serious illness like cancer or anything like that. It just helps them work through it, because it's not taking so much, it's your hands and some of your mind, but letting you work through your issues, whatever they may be. And it can definitely help. There's also Knit to Quit, which is for smokers who are trying to quit smoking without eating everything in the refrigerator, because trying to keep the hands busy. So
that's a good. I mean, I don't smoke, but that's actually a really good point.
In my mind, it can work. It can work with other addictions, like caffeine addiction, drinking pop.
I don't know anything about pop addiction. Nothing
whatsoever. So, it's personal experience. Yes, it has helped me cut down and almost cut out pop and caffeine. Well, not caffeine. Coffee's still pretty strong right now, but working on.
I think really anything, just it would take your mind off of whatever. We're getting some comments, so I'm going to read them.
We're paying too much attention to ourselves.
We aren't neglecting you. Okay, so Joyce says, painting and photography does it for me. Absolutely.
Creative art.
Karen says, I did a lot of knitting while being in the room with my family when my stepdad was, I can't read that, failing. I knit him a pair of slipper socks. His feet were cold and too swollen to wear normal socks in bed. Knitting and crochet helps me to get through tough moments, though you can flow in and out of my head. And I can't read the rest of that comment. But absolutely, Karen, I think that's, I mean, whenever I feel emotion, really big emotions, which is like 9,000 times a day, but that's kind of why I like became addicted to knitting, because it literally is just like, it doesn't matter if I'm angry. The only time I can't really knit is if I'm super happy, which is weird because I'm just like, I gotta clean my house.
You're in the
or
moment.
yeah, you know,
You're
like,
already in the moment, so you don't have to. It's not. It's like a vehicle to get you to the moment, I think. And that's why when you're happy, you're like, well,
But anything where I'd be like depressed or sad or anxiety,
being in public and having to sit in public.
except, okay, and here's the thing, I totally think that like I'm pretty socially anxious, and I tend to like shut down when we're like at a party or anything like that. And so I'll bring my knitting and I'll just sit there and knit and kind of not talk to anybody. But the problem is knitting in public makes people talk to you, because they're like, oh, my grandma knits, or oh, my sister knits, and it's like, that's awesome.
Leave me alone.
I have no idea what to say to you right now. And so it does bring out, or it'll bring out those people that are a little bit more introverted. They'll kind of be like, hi, I knit too. And it's just like, okay, cool. We don't have to talk, but you can sit next to me. Like,
Sit next to me. It's fine.
so, I mean, it does
I have
kind
spare
of.
needles.
Yeah. The one time I've never knit actually is in a restaurant. And I get really anxious at restaurants because there's just a lot of people and you have to like remember what your order is, and just confusing. but I want to knit in the restaurant, but then I don't want to be like rude, right? So there's that. Okay. Making costumes totally does help me, especially the painting part. That's my brother. That's what I was saying, yeah. Michelle doesn't want. She does smoke. You need to sorry, you need to knit. That's just final
Decision.
final
Ashley's
decision.
major decision.
Yeah, sorry, you don't get a choice. So what else are we going to talk about? So yeah, addictions, definitely. I think whatever that is. Now, obviously, if it's something that's incredibly major addiction, or if you're feeling super depressed or anything, then definitely you need to reach out to somebody like a doctor or mental health. But if it's, I mean, and the thing is they're really going to tell you when you're like in therapy or whatever, you need to find that thing that will help your thoughts stop racing. And that thing for us is knitting.
For last year, especially, early last year, like in January, February, March of 2016, Ashley knows that I was going through a terrible time. And there was a lot of anxiety and a lot of overwhelming thoughts and feelings and everything like that. And while Ashley was my lighthouse, she kept me sane.
Not always really well. I tried.
But you kept me from doing stupid things that could have happened and scare me at this point. But knitting helped. I mean, I turned on to shut everything down. I turned on the TV and I crocheted or I knitted. And in that way, my hands were busy. My mind was focusing on whatever garbage I was watching on TV.
Mm-hmm.
And it kept me sane. It helped me get through the period of time that I needed to. And it still does from time to time.
Yarn shopping helped too then. Remember that one day I was just like, we need to go shopping. And we just went and bought a bunch of yarn. So.
Not clothes, but yarn.
Aw. Michelle says I'm such a great lighthouse.
Yes, she is.
I would disagree with that, but thank you.
I have proof.
Michelle has proof too.
Text messages at all times of the night, and she always answers. Always answers. So yes.
It's kind of because I don't sleep.
No, it's because you care about people.
And I don't sleep. If I truly was sleeping and like you couldn't, I don't know.
Yeah, but you knew what was going on at the time.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, anyway, we're going to start crying again. So let's just
put the Kleenex away.
Put the Kleenex away. So yeah, if anyone has any stories or wants to say hi to us that we haven't already said hi to, then leave a comment. Did we cover everything that we were going to... Oh, the one thing I did want to say that I have written down here is sometimes, like for example, with Bella and her baby story, I was pregnant at the time. You had just had Savannah. Like literally, like
it
day.
was like I could,
Yeah.
like there was a tinge of remembering.
Yeah. And my first thing to help anybody, because I, knit all the time, my first thought when someone has a problem is, oh my God, how can knitting solve this problem? Which isn't exactly accurate. But so one of the things you can do is charity projects. So you can usually find, there's charities for everything, but like, for example, knitting hats for hospital, or, chemo patients, definitely. I have knit some slippers and sent them to a hospital in Ontario, and I just kind of said, can you give these to anyone who needs them? And I think that they delivered them to a boy that was terminally ill. But yeah, and they were, I just said, find someone that these will fit. And that kind of sort of
Gives you purpose.
It gives you purpose, and it makes you feel part of something, like part of the solution. So there is a project I've always kind of wanted to do, and I haven't fully got it in motion yet, but I always thought, like heart hats, right? So you knit a hat, and it's got either hearts on the hat or a heart hidden somewhere in the pattern. And I just give them out to people who need love, to like anywhere in the world.
And I've seen a video on Facebook. I don't know if you've seen it.
Probably.
There's a woman who knits, and she gives it out to homeless people, like slippers, hats.
That was sort of my
everything.
idea. Like I can walk up to these homeless people and just, here's a heart hat. Know that someone loves you. Because sometimes you don't have necessarily cash or money to give them, but you can definitely sometimes just having someone say, hey, here's something.
Know you're loved.
Know you're loved. Definitely. Should plan a crafting retreat in the mountains. I'm up for that. I live in the mountains and I know how to craft.
I'm up for that too. Smashly and Friends.
Smashly and Friends, totally. Shireen's here. Hi, Shireen.
Hi, Shireen.
It's kind of weird because she's just like behind this wall.
Hi, Shireen.
Watch, she's like downstairs.
Probably somebody's sleeping there. Sorry.
Whatever. So yeah. Anyone have anything else that they would like us to cover or have a story? Hi. Hi, Shireen. I think
to give people a little more time, knitting and crocheting and the crafting arts helps me, because me and my husband trying to get pregnant. Well, I've been trying to get pregnant for probably 3 or 4 years. Close.
something like that, yeah.
3 years. And with one really early miscarriage, but haven't been able to, and doctors aren't really helping. But it gets me through, gets you past that moment when you're so angry, you're so upset. Because sometimes that's all you need, just to get past the moment, let everything subside, and then you can deal with.
And it kind of puts things in perspective. So like I was saying before, instead of having it, bubble up into this huge problem that seems, impossible, it kind of brings you back down, right? It's kind of like you were saying, have that friend there that's kind of like keeping you in check, because your knitting just helps distract you. And that's kind of, it's not dealing with your problems, it's just keeping them in perspective.
Well, because you're not completely distracting. Like at some points I do completely distract myself, just because emotions and everything, I get too much inside my own head and make the problem seem much worse than it really is. But when you're just sitting on the couch not watching TV or anything, you're still dealing with the problem, but you're sort of in the moment.
Yeah, like I said, it's sort of like having that friend there who's just like, okay, that's not a realistic.
Quit it.
Yeah, that's you're being, you're blowing this up a little bit much. Yeah.
Drama.
Yeah. So, basically I find that it helps with anger. I've mentioned that before. Started a new job on Monday. I weighed the pros and cons of it while knitting. I applied for it, and it's a great way to problem solve. Absolutely. I totally agree with that. When I'm trying to like come up even with just stuff for my page Smashly Stitches, or like what should I vlog about today, or you know, all of that, all of those ideas come to me while either I'm sleeping or I'm knitting.
Well,
And that's because those are the times I'm most relaxed.
and there's that saying, and I'm sure knitting grandma made it up, that idle hands are the devil's playground, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when your hands are idle and you have full focus on your problem, you're not going to see the solution.
Totally. Totally. So we have to go pick up our kid. I was going to say our sons.
Yeah,
But
no,
Savannah's, that would
very much a
she
girl.
would be really angry if I said that. Our kids from their last day of preschool, which is emotional.
Yeah.
I'm actually kind of sad mostly because of the time. It's like when they're in school, that's like, it's quiet.
Yeah.
It's quiet.
Studying time is done.
Knitting time. Definitely. Anyway, so before I go, I just want to remind everybody that Knitting University starts tomorrow. So, so I'll be. I can't even talk right now.
out-dork you.
I don't know, dude. Should we have a dork off? That sounds really bad.
Let people vote. Who can be
I
the
think it should be a
dorkest?
different name because that's not a good name.
It sounds too close to other things.
Other things, yeah, just bad. Okay. Anyway, Knitting University does open tomorrow. Shut up, Rita.
You know your audience is laughing at least.
Yes. So I will be adding people to groups that message me, and basically, I can't remember all this. Oh, I wanted to show this because the first one is Smashly slippers. Lighting's really bad, but as you can see, these are all different colors for a reason, and I will be showing you why. But basically, it's to help me teach and to help you guys understand. In Smashly University, there's going to be a private Facebook group where I'll be teaching live and recorded video. I'm basically going to make you knit a slipper or two.
Or at least make you watch.
Make you watch me knit a slipper. But no, I mean, my goal is to really show you guys what I can do, right? And what you guys are capable of. So the first module, I guess, it's really hard to say, so I think I need to change the name. But Smashly's Seamless Slippers for Knitting University. And that module is going to be $111, but you're going to get a crap ton of content. And so if you think that you want in on this, because I'm only going to keep enrollment open for like a few days so we can get everyone in the group and we can get everyone started, you need to message the page or me personally. And just as kind of an added bonus, because I know some of you don't knit yet, and my job is to basically make you knit, because everyone in the world needs to knit at least once in their life, I think.
And then maybe eventually crochet.
I'm not good at crocheting. I don't understand it for some reason. But I can learn. I can learn because I learned to knit and I sucked at it.
It's like being left-handed or right-handed. It just depends.
But you know what? And I'm probably going to do this in another video. If you are left-handed, you can still knit. I just want to put that out there. Because it's not about learning right-handed or left-handed knitting, in which there is like kind of some discrepancy on that, but
And there's no right.
there's no right or wrong way.
knit.
Like the way I hold my needles, people are like, "What are you doing?" Like, it just, and I mean, even you hold it way differently than I do.
Yeah.
Like
and
I crochet like a knitter, and I crochet like a knitter, and you knit like a crocheter. Like it's really weird. But
yes,
anyway.
And I'm sure I'll be a guest on how not to twist your stitches.
Mm-hmm. Because you're bad at that. But anyway.
Well, I'm really good at twisting my stitches.
Right. Way to put it in a positive way. That's awesome. So I am going to, as a surprise, and I wanted to announce this, but Rita is distracting me. It's Knitting 101. I'm going to release that tomorrow too. And that one will be $44. So if you would like to join the I'm going to get you knitting group, then please send me a message so I can get you enrolled in that. And yeah, do you have anything else to say?
I'm really, really excited about the Smashly University and the Knitting University. This is a long time coming. This has been Ashley's dream for a very long time.
You're gonna make me cry, so I really wish you.
Yeah, well, it's all about anxiety, right? And emotions and mental health.
I'd start knitting, but I screwed it up.
Yeah, she's trying to distract from it. Here, crochet.
No, I don't even know what you're doing.
So, this is a long time coming. I'm super proud of Ashley.
Thank you.
And I know a lot of her friends are with me on that she's worked really hard and she's overcome a lot.
Thank
and
you.
There's a lot to be proud of. And I'm proud to call you my sister.
Aww.
You're awesome.
So much love.
Love, love, love.
Love, love, love. Okay, so again, you want to be in Knitting University, send me a message and we will thank you, Michelle. I am not going to totally respond to that because I will. I'm on the verge of tears.
Yeah. So. I could push it a little further for you, Michelle, and make her cry, but we won't do that today.
I already kind of did that once on Facebook Live. I'm really proud of myself for not like ugly crying on Facebook Live.
Or getting shaky and nervous. This
It's
is really fun.
It was fun, right? I think that you'll be a regular guest, even if you don't want to be.
Well, I'm not actually done shaking, so I think I'll
Maybe
will
it's
be
the
joined.
pop. Is there pop in there, or what is in there?
I don't know. It's clear, so I think it is. Yeah, it's cool.
Apparently.
Apparently.
Okay. Well, we're gonna go. Thanks for joining us, and feel free to share the recording of this video, and I'll probably be uploading it to YouTube shortly. But I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day, and yeah, bye.
Bye.